Co-creating impact. Hi, I'm Lori, and my co-host today is Elisa, and she is going to talk about her blog that she finally got up the nerve to do. Hello, Elisa. What is happening?
Hi, Lori. I'm doing great. I really appreciate you having me here and being able to talk about my story. So, yeah, my blog is called Thoughts from My Crowded Mind, and it's all about really what it says. I have a lot of thoughts, a lot of observations, and I want to share them. And given the fact that there's so many of them, I want to get them out.
Feels good to
Uh,
get them out, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. And I've been wanting to write a blog probably for about 5 years. And I just kept putting it off. I was saying that, oh, I don't have a niche. I don't have like a specific way of doing things. So it's like, how am I going to focus? Because you need to focus. And I thought, well, nah, I'm not going to do it. Well, enter 2020 and good old TikTok, where I'm so grateful that this community came together and I found this platform because this is where I got my inspiration to actually just stop thinking and doing instead. So I actually was speaking to one of our fellow TikTokers, influencers, and I got to speak to him on the phone and I told him my little dream. And he's like, do it. What are you waiting for? And I'm thinking, you're right. What am I waiting for?
Yes,
And
stop self-sabotaging. Yes.
all that fear just
Yes.
kind of dissipated. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. So I didn't even have specific items to discuss, which was the funny thing when I started the blog, but the words just started flowing. And it turned out that part of it does end up being a lot about my observations of the world, something that happens throughout the day or the week. It's also inspired by nature and things that I see, and it triggers, like certain things in nature trigger a thought. So, for instance, one of the blog posts that I did had to do with differences and how we are so different, but yet the same. And it addresses the whole idea that there could be a garden of rocks. And this is what happened. I actually saw a bunch of rocks and I thought, oh, they're so pretty. And I want to do something with this. And I take a lot of pictures. I do consider myself a novice photographer. And so the whole thing just kind of morphed into my post. And it was about how we are different but we are the same. And even though there might be jagged edges, maybe some are flat, maybe some are dark, some are round, whatever it is, they coexist. And the whole idea of having differences doesn't mean that we cannot get along. So that's really kind of how I first started with my blog posts. And I just thought, wow, I kind of like it. And it
It's
just kept going.
It feels good. It's it's along the lines of journaling to me. When I start to journal and I like to put it into a blog post, it doesn't have to be professional. It's just us talking and releasing what we need to release at the time. And it feels good to let it out, doesn't it?
It
I love
does.
that. Yeah.
It really does. And I'm a gabber. I like
Mm.
to talk. I really do. But I also enjoy writing. And I thought, let me put my skills to the test and actually do something significant
I
for it.
love that.
And if I touch one person, that's enough for me. I mean, yeah, I would love to see this blog explode. But to be honest with you, if I'm having an impact on one or two people and actually they can resonate with what I have to say, then I'm happy. And that makes me feel good.
What started the inclination 5 years ago for you to want to start a blog, and what impact has that had on you and doing it? Because I know you just started, what, in August of 2020. And
Yep.
what impact do you think it's making on others? Have you had great feedback with your blog?
Okay, so starting in the first part of the question, um, what took me so long or what started
Yeah.
me thinking about it? I think because I was following a lot of bloggers and I was seeing what they were doing, and some of them it wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do. Like, I didn't want to be the mommy blog. I didn't want to be the crafty blogger. I didn't want to fall into that, again, that niche of, because I didn't want to be pigeonholed. I wanted to be able to expand. So I think it was just getting exposed to more and more people that were blogging. Um, and then as far as, when 2020 hit and everything just changed for all of us in this world, it was the perfect opportunity. I mean, what else was I going to do? I have the time. I have the resources to pick up my laptop or whatever and start writing. And that was really what happened. Your other question was,
Impact on you and others.
okay, so the impact on me is that I'm finally having my voice put out there, that I'm not just talking to my family about my thoughts. I'm not just beating a dead horse with the same things that I keep telling some of my friends or other people around me. It's actually getting out there in the public and being able to share something that might, again, spark a thought for somebody else, to just get them to think. Because I think with the way our society is, we're so hyper focused on many things that we're not really seeing the big picture. And even though we are trying so hard, especially in our TikTok communities, that we're positive attitudes, and we found each other, we've got our tribe, right? But I still think that there's so much more that can be done, to just keep feeding that positivity and that outlook, and you know, not forget about it. So I just want to be out there. And I'm hoping that as far as the impact with others, well, it's a new blog, so my following is quite small, but little by little, I get a follower, and that's okay.
I think the impact that you've had on me, just from reading what I've read, the little bit that I've read on your blog, is that you have such a way with words, and you are able to focus on your life and things that has happened to you. And it really reaches me, because a lot of the things that you've been through, I feel a connection to you. There are some things that you wrote in your blog that really resonated with me. And for you to verbalize that and put that into words so endearingly, and to make it feel like, I'm just one of you. Like, it's that connection. And I think blogging and journaling, that brings us together when we can relate to each other in a way where, oh, wow, that happened to me. That is something that resonates with me. And so that's the impact I want you to know that you've had on me personly. So I appreciate
That's
you.
wonderful. That's so cool to hear coming from you. That's really quite cool. I think that's the idea, is that sometimes we are too afraid to voice our opinions because we're afraid of being judged. We're afraid that we're embarrassed, in general. We don't want to stand in front of a group because and get on the soapbox, because we just don't want any attention ourselves. That's another reason that people kind of steer away from it. So I think the idea that if I can put my voice out there, whether it is with this blog or eventually doing more talking and podcasting and that sort of thing, I think that's the way for me to really feel like I'm making an impact on my community and maybe further.
And it's that fear, that powerlessness that we feel a lot of times from maybe childhood, where we heard the opinions of friends or family or siblings or just people who were in a bad mood about us, the negativity that just sticks with us. And to move beyond that fear takes guts. It takes a lot of cojones to be able to get through that fear, to move forward in our dreams. And that's a difficult thing. And for you to move forward just a little bit by starting your blog is a huge accomplishment. It's beautiful.
I actually have to say I'm proud of it, and I don't want that to come off as being arrogant.
Not at all.
There's a difference between that, and that might be one of my other posts someday. I like to compare this whole thing about, like, one of my posts is it selfish or is it self-care? And it's all about taking care of ourselves, not saying, well, gee, I'm going to get my cup of coffee at my special place because, it's a treat. Oh, but that's selfish. I should be serving coffee to others. And that's not the point. The point is that we have to take care of ourselves, our well-being, so that we can go out there and do it for others.
Yeah,
And
self-care, self-love. It's important. And it can be
yeah,
the smallest little thing, even if it's just writing in a journal or having that gratitude of whatever it may be. And it's a beautiful thing. And it's never selfish, and it doesn't have to be lavish. And
right.
I really want to understand what is beneath your smile right now, and where this comes from within you. What triggers you that makes you want to move forward now with your dreams? What's beneath your smile?
Okay. I think it's because I have a community of people that are behind me, and that is what's going to keep me going. When I get that affirmation, or that reassurance from others like yourself, who said that what I've written resonates with you, who I admire, and to hear that. The same thing from other people that I've connected with. And it's like, wow, maybe I have something here. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep going. And yeah, we're going to have blips and all that stuff. But on the same token, it's like a fuel. It's a fuel for me to be able to say, yep, I'm going to keep going. I am not going to give up. Because the one thing that I wanted to have a few years back was to make an impact, to do something big. And a lot of people have that, but maybe this is the big thing, you know? I don't know.
It is. It is. And we're living right here, right now. It's all we got. So why not? That's
Yeah.
what I say. Why not? Here
Why
we are.
not?
We're co-creating
Exactly.
impact. Here we are. And you are the
Yes.
first guest on here. I'm so
Oh,
privileged to have you on as our first guest. I'm so excited. You have no idea. So yeah, to finish along the lines of what's beneath your smile, you've been married for 19 years with two teenagers. How do
mhm.
you make it all work?
That's a good question. Um, I had a lot of support from my in-laws in the beginning, because my kids are only 14 months apart. So that was tough for the first, I don't know, 8 years or more. Um, but what else makes it work?
You're working, you've got a mother that you're taking care of, you're blogging,
Yeah.
you're taking care of your house, you've got a husband, you've got two teenagers. It's a lot.
That might be something to question, whether I'm taking care of the house.
And taking care of yourself. And are you having that self-care?
I've
Is that your
focused
blog?
more of that. To be
Good,
honest with you, that is what my focus is right now,
good.
is taking care of me so that I can be better. I'm not going to be grumpy. I'm not going to be an irritable person, because when I'm that way, the whole house isn't happy. And so that's what I need to focus on. So yeah, luckily, in some ways with this whole COVID thing, hmm, it's forced us to kind of look out for each other a little bit more and pitch in
Hasn't
a little
it?
bit more. Yeah.
Yes.
I
And it's
mean, yeah,
it's teaching us what is really important. Those
right.
dishes can wait.
Yeah.
Your emotions right now is what is important. Our
Yeah.
time, our family time together, our walk together, whatever it may be for every family is so much more important. I think we're going to find in 2021 that we're going to even go further with that, and really hone in on what is really important, and passion, what our passion is, what our purpose is, and move forward with that.
Yeah,
I
I
think it's going to be an
agree.
exciting time.
Yes.
Mhm.
We've gone through the hard part. Now we're going to actually hone in on the things that keep us together. So,
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you,
yeah.
Elise. I adore you.
Oh,
You are fabulous. And
thank you.
Thoughts from a Crowded Mind blog. Please check her out. I will have the link everywhere this podcast is. I appreciate you, and thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this, and I'm so psyched for this whole podcast. It's awesome.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Brought to you by breaktherage.org and itstimesunshine.com, finding resources for health and mental wellness.